Hi there and welcome to Salon Skincare TV. I'm Debbie Greenwood and much more important than that, in the next hour we're going to be in the company of a company called Macadamia, and Claudia is here. Claudia even, sorry for the mispronunciation.
Okay,
you have been involved with the company for a long time, and we're going to be talking in depth about the company, where it comes from and all of those things. But thank you for bringing us such a brilliant TV special. What have we got here?
So what we have here is our sateen bag, and basically it contains our two hero products from the classic range. One of them being our healing oil treatment, which is basically where the brand originated from. And to complement that, we have our deep hair repair mask, and our deep hair repair mask is our weekly treatment.
Okay, well, we're going to be hearing how to use that a bit later on. We've got comb as well.
Yes, a comb to comb through the treatment and to comb through once the hair has been shampooed, conditioned.
Now, I must warn people, this is while stocks last. We've got an amazing price for you here. It's $29.99. Now, the contents here actually are worth £66.41. So if I were you, I would really take advantage of this because you're making a massive saving of over £36. So if you already know that you like the range, then you could go for it right now. We will talk in depth about how to use everything and what the ingredients are and what they mean for your hair. But before we do that, Claudia, tell me a little bit about the company Macadamia.
Okay, so Macadamia, it's 7 years old. It's originally a US brand. The owner of the company is called John Passan, and he's been involved in hair care for around about 50 years. He'd probably kill me for saying that, but
he probably would. But he knows his stuff.
He knows his stuff. He's really thought process unlike no other. So about 10 years ago, he kind of sat back and thought nothing had really happened in hair care, really, other than straighteners, and they weren't that great way back when. So things started to develop, and this market of Brazilian blow dry started to
really take off,
really kick off. And he kind of thought, this is crazy. People are putting extreme amounts of heat on the hair, extreme amounts of chemicals, but they want a desired look. So in order for them to continue to get that desired look, their hair needed to be as healthy as possible. So that's where Macadamia healing oil treatment came from. So when we launched 7 years ago, we just launched with the one product, Macadamia healing oil, to allow women to get the desired look that they sought after.
And this has become huge, hasn't it? How many countries do we get macadamia in now?
Over 124 countries, Debbie.
That's a lot, isn't it?
Globally, it's kind of just like no other, really.
So that's John, who's the owner, the founder of the company. So how did your involvement happen?
My involvement happened kind of from inception. We were approached as a company and asked to take on the brand for the UK and look after it and nurture it and develop it how we knew best to do. So I've been involved in various different aspects, from kind of international shows, international training, training small salons, training large salons, various different aspects of the brand, and it's kind of led me to where I am today.
To be here,
to be here.
Sitting next to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Giving me hair
what more
advice.
could I want?
Just a quick question. Because all the products are obviously based on macadamia oil.
Yeah.
Why is that so good for our hair?
So macadamia oil is the closest oil in the entire world to your natural skin sebum. And basically what that means, Debbie, is when your skin starts to get a bit oily, or your scalp starts to get a bit oily, that is called your natural skin sebum. And if you were to look at macadamia oil and your natural skin sebum under a telescope, they would be the closely resembling.
Maybe.
Microscope. That one would probably be better. That would be the most closely resembled oils in the world. So in a natural process, you couldn't really be putting a more natural oil on your hair and your scalp to benefit you, basically. So
this is a natural synergy between
the two, exactly, which allows it to be almost weightless on the hair. So the combination of the macadamia and the argan oil, which is what we combine it with, creates a completely weightless oil that is beneficial for all hair types.
Well, and I can't thank you enough for bringing us such a fabulous TV special.
That's okay.
Because we've got huge value for money here.
Huge.
We did give you a little tease of it, but now we're going to talk you through it and tell you exactly what we're getting. But I will tell you that you will be saving £36.41, because our value here is more than £60, but the price is $29.99. So you've got huge value for money here. I will tell you also that price includes delivery. So do not think, oh, that's a really reasonable price, but there's going to be huge delivery costs. Standard delivery to wherever you are is included. It's a while stocks last offer. I don't know how long this is going to be around, but it is really good value. Okay, we can see the bag. The bag is, we like bags, don't we? Girls like bags. So you've got a fab bag for all of your toiletries, all of your hair care products. We've got comb, and we've got the mask, and we've got the oil. But I need to know exactly what these treatments do.
So both of them are treatments. The oil can be used on a daily basis. The mask is to be used on a weekly to once every 2 week basis, depending on your hair type, texture, and what you want to get after it. So basically what we would advise people to do, Debbie, is shampoo, condition, towel dry, just to get all of the moisture out of the hair. Apply 1 to 2 shots of the oil, again, depending on how short, long, fine, thin, coarse, wiry the hair texture is. Apply from roots, mid-lengths and ends. Don't fear about using an oil on the hair. A lot of people tend to kind of think, oh, an oil, it's going to make it weighty. Because of the combination of the macadamia and the argan, there is no weight to this oil whatsoever. You could go, it's crazy to like.
So lose that fear of oil.
Lose the fear.
Macadamia and argan are going to allow you to have that beautiful condition. So that's our oil.
Yeah.
Can I just have a little,
of course you can.
Look at it? So you can really smell. Oh my gosh. You know that lovely thing when you're in the hairdressers and they put a finishing, they've done your hair and they just put that little bit of finishing serum on the ends and you walk out and you smell really expensive. You smell like you've been to the hairdressers. That's the kind of smell that you get there.
This can also be used on the hair dry, Debbie.
Can it?
Yep, so if you wanted to, you could, if you're brave.
Well, I'm thinking, because I get bits of my hair that stand up like antenna. I look like I'm waiting to receive a signal from another planet, and they stand up. And I think there's very little, so I could just use that to smooth on my hair. Basically,
this would be such a great product for your hair type, Debbie, because of what you're saying. There's not a lot of strength within the hair, basically. So putting the macadamia oil on the hair on a daily basis is going to revive the hair, revitalise the hair, give it the strength and structure that it needs for it to perform how you want it to perform. Every woman wants that red carpet, flawless, finished, just walked out the hairdresser look at home.
Yeah, we do.
This product will allow you to get that.
And we kind of work against that because we do terrible things to our hair, don't we? Whether it's using the straighteners, the curlers, the colour. I mean, obviously my hair is completely natural. I don't have highlights, I don't have my roots done, but it can take its toll, can't it?
It does take its toll.
My hair can look shiny, but my goodness me, I need to take care of it.
That's exactly what this whole brand is about. It allows you to do all of those things that you do, every other woman does to their hair, but to maintain the healthiness of it to its kind of natural state, basically.
So we can have our cake and eat it a little bit.
No, all of it.
Good.
All of it.
Have a big piece of that cake.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm using this how many times a week did you say? This is
every day.
Every day, so I can use this every day. And then the mask.
Yeah.
How do I use that?
The deep hair repair mask, basically you would shampoo, towel dry, apply. Again, it's kind of a personal thing. I can't tell you personally how much to use because everybody's hair is different, length, short, thickness, weight. I would take kind of this amount for my hair, but I would apply from roots, mid, lengths and ends.
Show me that again. How much would you apply? Okay, like a big bit like that. Okay. So you cover your hand, that bit there, right? Okay.
I would apply from roots, mid, lengths and ends. Others would apply from mid, lengths to ends. Others would apply just to their ends. It's completely personal preference.
When you say apply, what do you just massage it in?
Massage it in. I would slick my hair all the way back. It's not a kind of attractive look, but
go on.
I would slick my hair all the way back.
In the course of your science.
I would slick my hair all the way back, apply with the product on my hand, apply it all the way through, comb through, leave for 7 minutes. Many women believe that putting a hot towel on it, putting cling film on it, sleeping in it, all of those things you are more than welcome to do. If it's kind of in your routine as you would normally, please feel free. This product, however, does only need 7 to 10 minutes. It won't work any better after that time.
Okay.
But
that's optimum.
It's
7 to 10 minutes is optimum. Now, why have you given us this comb?
So this comb is infused with macadamia oil.
Is it?
Sounds a bit strange.
It does. It sounds very strange.
But when we make the comb, basically in the resin, we infuse it with the oil, so that people are getting the benefits of the oil through the comb. Obviously, it's not kind of crazy amounts, but you're still going to get benefits of the oil when combing through the hair. So I would just keep this in my car door, in my handbag, in my clutch bag, my going out bag, kind of.
And if I wanted to, because actually, do you know, I don't have a comb, but I do like to comb a conditioner through my hair, so I could comb it through.
Yeah, perfect.
With that, yeah.
Because it's a wide tooth comb, it won't damage the hair at all. It's not going to cause the hair to break. Basically,
won't break it.
No.
So I've applied my mask. I've left it for 7 to 10 minutes. What do I do now?
Get back in the shower or head over the bath, however you would normally do it. Rinse out, towel dry again, apply the oil, leave to dry naturally, blow dry style.
Whatever your routine
Whatever
is.
your routine is.
So this is not asking you actually to change your routine
Nothing
drastically,
at all.
is it?
It's not asking you to change it
Okay,
at all.
now, you know, we've all got different types of hair, different textures, and I know that's something that Macadamia is really feels is important, the texture of hair. So who can use this?
So everybody can use this, whether you have coloured hair, thick hair, coarse hair, wiry hair, healthy hair, thin hair. Everybody's hair needs looking after, whether that be the healthiest of hair, you need to maintain that healthiness, whether it be coloured hair that maybe has been a little bit overcoloured, you need to get it back to a healthier state so you can continue to colour so that the colour remains more vibrant. Whether you've got really, really coarse, wiry hair that will lack moisture, so you would need to obviously revive
Could
it.
that be African Caribbean hair?
African Caribbean hair, Asiatic hair, Welsh hair, Scandinavian hair, English hair, whatever hair type you have, using macadamia.
I think there's maybe a few countries we haven't
I think I've
mentioned.
missed
Scottish hair?
Yeah.
We haven't mentioned Scottish
No.
hair. Sorry, Scotland. So it really is pretty universal in its usage. But we all know what our concerns are.
Yeah.
And this is just amazing value for money. I'm going to have to find a tissue.
And I was thinking,
tissue in a second. I'm sure I've got one somewhere. Yeah, have just hidden about the set. I've got a tissue. So something which we can all try. And certainly at this special, our TV special, it's a really great time to try it. Well, we'll just run through exactly what we've got again. So we've got the oil treatment on its own. That would cost...
On its own, that would cost you $29.95.
$29.95.
So for 5p more, you're getting the deep hair repair mask, the comb, and the travel bag.
So if I just give you 5p,
Please.
is that a deal?
That's
Can I
deal,
have
done.
that? Well, it's one of those things that you've really got to try,
Yeah.
I think, isn't it?
Even if you just wanted to try the oil for 5 more p, and I promise you would love the mask just as much as the oil.
I wish you could smell this. It smells absolutely glorious. We can get this to you in a few days' time. All you need to do is to check out check us out on, obviously you are probably looking now at salonskincare.com. We'll get this to you. We're including in that $29.99. We're included your standard postage and packaging, and you can get to try all these gorgeous products, saving yourself $36.41. Talking about macadamia, and I know one of the things that the company is really big on is that whole treating everybody's hair type in the way it needs to be treated.
Exactly. So what we've done now, Debbie, is we've launched a completely new line of macadamia, which is what we call our Macadamia Professional. And this is basically all about looking after different hair textures. So everybody wants hair that they don't have. So if you've got curly hair, you want straight hair. If you've got coarse hair, you want thin hair. If you've got thin hair, you want thick hair.
Of course.
So what we've discovered now, rather than kind of sorting after hair that you don't have, why not address the hair that you do have and look after that to its optimum prime, and then you'll be much more happy with the hair that you do have, because it'll perform a lot better than it has been before when you're trying to change it.
Okay, well, we're going to talk about Weightless Moisture Shampoo.
Yeah.
We've got 300ml size and it's $18.50. So who needs weightless moisture?
Me.
Is this what you use?
This is
your...
what I would use personally, yeah.
Yeah.
So my hair type is not baby fine, but it's a fine hair texture. I don't want to overload it with products because it won't look great, but it does need looking after, and it does need moisture, and it does need strength, and it needs to be revived. So basically the weightless moisture category is designed to cater to the baby fine to fine hair textures. There's the shampoo, condition, then we've got another product that we'll speak about later, which is the Weightless moisturiser.
At any point, obviously, you know, have a little browse around our salonskincare.com website, have a look at macadamia, and you know, you will be able to mix and match. You will be able to find complementary conditioners and all of those things, other treatments. So, you know, we're not confined to what we're speaking about in this programme. It's all there for you at hand, for you to have a little look at. Now, how do I know that I've got baby fine hair? How do I know that this one's for me? What are my problems?
Your problems are probably your hair's a little bit lank, it gets a bit static, rubbing on your clothes, those things. I'm definitely one that suffers with that. Flyaways, which I can imagine I'm suffering with now. Basically lacking volume, body, oomph, everything that you don't, Debbie. And what we want is oomph, body, volume, but in order for us to do that, we don't want to overload it with products. We just need to give it a natural strengthen, revive and hydration. So that's exactly what this shampoo and the conditioner would do for you. It would address all of the needs that...
So what makes this different? Why don't I just go and buy any old shampoo that's not particularly harsh and put that on my baby fine hair? Why is this better?
This is better because it's specifically designed to address the baby fine to fine hair textures. There aren't many other brands out there that are looking specifically at different hair textures, other than looking at, then you go into your volumizing shampoos, which will obviously talk about that. But so this will address all of the needs that you need. So
yes.
It basically contains the macadamia oil and the argan oil complex, which will give you the strength, the elasticity, and the hydration that you need. But it also contains avocado and walnut oil, which is a completely weightless oil that will hydrate, strengthen and revive the hair to give it a natural body strength. And
so you might have used products in the past that have oil in them, but what kind of oil was it? You've put it on your hair and your baby fine hair has become lank and greasy, and you think, why on earth did I do that? But now you can have all the benefits of macadamia, you can have the benefits of argan, because they're working in synergy in this shampoo. So show me how much you would use. And when you apply it, because I always think, do you put the shampoo on first? Do you wet your hair first? How do you do it? What's the best way to wash your hair?
Best way to wash your hair is get in the shower or the bath, wet. Take how much you need for your hair type. So for my hair type, literally...
Show me in your hand, because, yeah, it's always best to see. So that's how much you would use.
Literally that much. Rub into my hands just to emulsify. It's best not to scrunch the hair up because it puts added stress onto the hair, which is what a lot of people tend to do, is scrunch all the hair onto the top of the head, which is not necessary. When you go to the hairdressers, for example, they wouldn't do that to you. So
they wouldn't. Just
emulsify throughout the hair, through the mid-length, the ends. Obviously make sure that you do focus on the whole hair if you're not scrunching it onto the top of your head. Massage into the scalp, because your scalp also is very, very important to making your hair as healthy as possible, because obviously that's where your hair grows from. So to make your hair as healthy as possible, you want to look after your scalp as well. So this has got all benefits in there for your scalp as well. Rinse out. Don't worry about shampooing the hair twice. It's not necessary at all.
Even if you've got loads of product and it hasn't been washed for a long time,
one cleanse of our shampoo is enough to cleanse the hair sufficiently.
So this is it. So if you've only got to do one wash, this is going to last you for a very long time, isn't it?
Yeah, 300 millimetres.
You know, people have scalps that are a bit itchy, a bit flaky. Is macadamia good? Is the oil from macadamia good for that?
Macadamia oil is incredibly good for that, because obviously it's the closest resembling oil to natural skin sebum. But macadamia as a brand, we don't contain any parabens, any sulfates whatsoever, which are two things which usually do cause an irritated scalp, but we've never contained those as a brand. We're also completely cruelty free, completely gluten free and colour safe across the whole range. So anybody who has got coloured hair can feel completely safe using
I'm going to pick your brain, because I'm going to ask you which is my hair type and which shampoo I should be using. But this one is for you if you have baby fine hair and maybe you've had problems with using products that made your hair lank in the past. Then this is the one that you need to use. It's £18.90, and that includes your postage and packaging to wherever you are. We're going to get it to you. If you want to have a little look round and find the complimentary conditioner on this website, salonskincare.com, then please do that. But remember that all the prices, they do include that standard postage and packaging. So it's all about finding the right shampoo and the right conditioner for the texture of your hair.
Exactly.
So we talked about baby fine hair.
Yeah.
What are we talking about now?
Now we're talking about your medium to coarser hair texture. So this would be people who have maybe a slight wave to their hair, slightly thicker, slightly wirier, not into the really, really extreme side of that, but just up to a point of you need more hydration, more moisture, more reviving than you would if you had the baby fine
I'm
hair.
not sure, it must be, it's quite hard to know what your hair type is,
Yeah.
what your hair texture is. So what would be my typical issues if this is going to suit me?
So your typical issues for your medium to coarser hair texture would be you'd suffer with, it would be dry, not dry, that's nasty, but it would be slightly dull, would lack moisture, but you can feed it really, really, really easily. It would be slightly frizzy, but not kind of uncontrollable. But it would need...
It needs help, but it's not extremely problematic hair.
Exactly. This is kind of what we would call the most general hair type, is your medium to... A lot of people fall into this medium to coarse hair category.
So if you were unsure, this would be the generic one to go for.
This would be the generic, exactly, Debbie.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what's in it?
So this has, again, the macadamia and argan oil pro complex formulae in it, so it's going to give you all of the benefits that the oil would give you, but this also contains avocado and hazelnut oil, and basically this is extremely good for providing moisture, hydration and anti-aging benefits.
Okay, so we probably, if you're unsure, this is the one to go for.
This would be the one to go for.
And there are also, if you have a little browse on the website, there's a complimentary conditioner that would go with that. And we're using this in the same way as we'd use the baby fine.
The same way that we would say you would shampoo, not shampoo, this is what you're going to do with that.
Yeah.
You would get in the shower, wet the hair,
Yeah.
Take, again, the amount that would be necessary for your hair type. For me, maybe this much. Emulsify, again, run through roots, mid-lengths and ends.
Yes.
No need to...
Don't scrunch.
No need to scrunch. It puts extra stress on the hair and that causes breakages and damages, and a lot of people think that their hair becomes knotty when they wash it, but in actual fact
it's what they're doing.
It's the scrunching what they're
doing.
doing.
Do you tend to brush or comb your hair before you wash it, or is that not
Before
necessary?
I do,
Yeah.
yes, personally I do. It just allows everything to flow a little bit easier, and again, once you get out of the shower, it's easier to comb through. Once if you comb before.
And particularly, I suppose, if you've got longer hair, it must be more important for you to do that.
If you've got long hair, yeah, and coloured hair, people don't actually realise that coloured hair gets a lot more kind of tangled and knotty when shampooing purely for the fact.
And actually, coloured hair, because I noticed this with mine, when it's just being coloured, it seems to be more prone to knots than when it's a few weeks after the event.
That's because everything's a little bit more fresh when your shafts are still a bit open and everything needs a little bit more tender care.
Now, if you don't use the right shampoo, if you just say, well, that one's on offer in the supermarket, and is that okay? Because after all, you're going to probably condition or put a lovely mask on or something afterwards, aren't you? So is it really that vital?
Some people would argue, Debbie, that a shampoo is more important than conditioning.
Really?
Because a shampoo is what actually cleanses the hair, removes the dirt from the hair, and kind of gets your hair to that state that you want it to be in, basically. I would say that shampooing is extremely important. If people wanted to do one step,
put your money into
a
shampoo. A really good shampoo with those really good ingredients is going to make such a difference. And we all want that, don't we? I mean, you look in the magazines and you think, has she got that hair because she's got a personal hairdresser that travels with her all the time? Maybe she has, but we can all aim for that, can't we? And you look in magazines and sometimes you think, I can't afford that dress. I haven't got that figure. But do you know what? I can have the
You
hair.
can definitely have the hair.
That's what it's all about, isn't
Exactly.
it? So this one, just to before we leave this, to run through this again, this is for medium hair.
To coarse hair. For medium to coarse hair textures, shampoo as you normally would. Only need to do it once. Rinse out. Use the complementary conditioner. In this series, there is an oil treatment, an oil spray, and a nourishing moisturising mask to give you the kind of the full benefits of macadamia.
And that's $18.90,
Yeah.
and you've got 300 mils. It's going to last you a long time because we're recommending that you just do one shampoo. There's no need to double shampoo with this. We're going to get it to you in a couple of days' time, and we're including our postage and packaging, our standard postage and packaging, in that $18.90 price. About lots of different textures of hair, and you know, I just purely selfishly picking your bones, I don't know what sort of hair texture I've got really. I'm not sure which shampoo I would choose.
I would suggest, if for your personal hair texture, that you would use the ultra rich moisturising shampoo, conditioner and the mask.
So my hair's quite coarse, isn't it?
Your hair is quite coarse, so this specific shampoo is designed for really coarse to coiled hair textures, and anyone who falls in between that category. If you're slightly unsure whether you're the coarse to really coarse, I'd always go for more moisture, and then you can bring it down to the medium moisture.
Okay, so this
level.
has got more moisture in it. So, you know, apart from my my very coloured hair, which does tend to be quite dry, and it does tend to have a little bit of a frizz if it gets humid. What other types of hair would use this?
So this would be brilliant for people who have really, really, really curly hair, almost coiled hair textures, or for people who have really, really, really wiry, kind of unruly hair, basically.
Afro-Caribbean hair would be good.
Afro-Caribbean hair, this would be a brilliant shampoo for them. Basically, what makes it different to the Nourishing Moist shampoo is the fact that it contains mongongo oil.
Mongongo oil? I've never heard of that.
Which basically provides superior hydration. And frizz control. So what this will do is this will work with your natural curl pattern to help control that frizz in a much more natural way. So this would, using this shampoo and conditioner, if you do have that hair texture, will lessen the amount of products that you would have to put on the hair after, because for people who have got that hair type, they tend to use things like curl cream, taming creams, activating curl creams, or defrizzing agents and things like that. When if you feed the hair everything that it needs at the very beginning, you won't need to use so many of those products at the end when you come to styling.
When I go on holiday, sorry to use you as my personal expert, and I go through I wash my hair, and I go to a lot of trouble to maybe straighten it a little bit because it has that kind of kink in it in funny places, and then I go out in the evening, it's warm, my neck is a little bit damp maybe. It's a horrible graphic
glowing.
picture, isn't it? I'm glowing a little
That's
bit.
what we like to call it.
And it goes back to how it was.
Yeah.
Is this going to help?
This will help, because it will give you the hydration, the strength, the structure that your hair not lacks, because that's unkind, but it's going to feed your hair everything that it needs, and it's going to give you that control that you maybe didn't have when you were using a different shampoo that wasn't maybe addressing the specific needs that you needed to address. But we do have a product that would be perfect for you. But we'll come on to that.
Okay, because we've got lots of products in the range.
Lots of products.
If you just want to have a little browse, have a look at the Macadamia page on salonskincare.com. And you'll see this. You'll see the complimentary conditioners. The price on, I think pretty much all of the shampoos is $18.90. You've got 300 mils. Remember, you only need to shampoo the once with these, and we'll get this to you. The price of $18.90 does include standard postage and packaging. Talking about lots of different shampoos and who needs what sort of shampoo. We're going to talk a little bit more about conditioning now. So we've got the conditioning mist here. How do we use this?
So this is, again, Debbie, in the weightless category. So this would be specifically for people who but people who have baby fine to fine hair. So people who have baby fine to fine hair can be very, very nervous about what they put in their hair, because they don't want it to be lank, they don't want it to look way down, they want it to be filled with volume. So people sometimes miss out the conditioning step and just stick with the shampoo, which we've mentioned before is personal preference. But what we've done now is we've given you an option. So this is a weightless conditioning mist that will condition the hair completely weightlessly. So you would shampoo, towel dry, get out of the shower, spritz throughout the hair. You can section the hair into 4 if you like, this way, and spritz it through the sections. You can just apply from mid-lengths and ends. It's a personal preference.
So if you feel that your scalp is very, very greasy and you're nervous about putting oil on your scalp, then just go for the mid-length.
Just go for the mid-lengths and ends. It's all about kind of adhering to what you're used to. We don't want to change what you're used to. We just want you to have the hair that you want, basically. So this contains various different oils, but weightless oils, again, that will only benefit you. It also contains amino acids and collagen, which strengthens the hair, revives the hair, and weightlessly hydrates it. So you have all the benefits of a conditioner in a completely weightless spray format.
So how did you just literally just spray it?
Literally just spritz it throughout the hair. It is specifically designed to condition baby fine to fine hair, but people who have the medium to coarse hair texture could also use this, as it does have detangling agents in it, and it would again just give the medium to coarse hair texture that lacks more moisture than baby fine hair. It would just give them an extra boost of moisture, which is what they need, basically.
It smells gorgeous.
Coconuts.
It does. I was going to say, these products just smell like holidays, don't they? It brings it all back to you. If you as a general rule, you use a really good shampoo, which is what we've talked about, then that's going to really provide the basis for great hair. Yeah. And this can only be the icing on the cake, can't it?
Icing. Or the cherry. No, the cherry is the styling. This is the icing.
So you're going to see a real difference, aren't you?
100%.
And will you see that difference immediately?
Yes. Obviously, the improvements will improve over time, and the repeated use, it will improve. But immediately you will see results within using a product that is only benefiting your hair, because we're looking at hair textures rather than addressing what you need, basically, and what you're lacking as a specific hair texture. So you would see immediate results that will improve, obviously, over time.
What's your view on combing wet hair?
Always use a wide combed tooth comb. Purely for the fact of it puts less stress on the hair, less aggravation, and in turn you're causing less damage, which is inevitably what we're all about. We don't want damaged hair. We want healthy, happy hair. I would always suggest to use a comb rather than a brush when the hair is wet. If you do use a brush, use a detangling brush.
I'm just actually thinking, in our TV special we have got not only the mask, the oil, and the bag, but we've got a really lovely wide tooth comb in there. And remember, that's $29.99 if you want to check that out while stocks last. That's going to be really, really great for you to go for, because price is $29.99. You're actually saving more than £36, so you kind of spending less than you're saving, which is wonderful. And that's a way of getting a really good comb and the mask and so on. So if you want to get this, you can do that very, very easily. You can look at all the different products within the Macadamia range, and this is going to be, let me just check, £19.60 for this. So if you've got that baby fine hair, you don't want to overload, this is going to be the one for you. The price includes your standard delivery to wherever you are. Well, of course, we're talking about macadamia, and you know what? I never use a blow-dry lotion. I can never get my hair to do what I want it to do.
Probably because you're not using a blow-dry lotion. I would say, if you are going to blow-dry your hair, always use a blow-dry lotion. It gives you almost a basis for what you're about to do. So we would always use a primer on the skin before we'd apply a foundation. This is almost your primer for your hair for what you're about to do. It will give your hair added benefits to provide you with a blow-dry and a finish that you want. So everybody wants that hairdressery feeling, that salon carpet ready, that salon feeling, that red carpet readiness. And in order to do that, a blow dry lotion is going to give you so many more benefits to allow you to do that.
So right, if I start using this,
Yeah.
what difference is it going to make to me when I'm styling my hair?
When you personally styling your hair, so it's going to have different benefits on different hair textures. So on your personal hair type, it's just going to smooth everything out. It's going to really tighten the hair shafts, which basically means that everything will look more tight, more flawless. So the flyaways, there'll be none. The cuticles will be completely tight, so you will literally have a flawless finish, but with no heaviness, no weightiness, no different looking. It won't look any different in a sense. Will
it make a difference to
roots
volume and lift?
Yeah, but it's going to give you body. It's going to give you volume. It's going to give you a slight hold texture to it as well. We on the back of our styling range, I don't know if you can see here, but it has hold factors. This has got a hold factor of 1, so it's not. Sorry. So it's not got a crazy amount of hold, but it's got enough hold and body to support the hair.
Yeah, okay. So how do I use it then? So it's going to make my hair easier to style. It's going to hold the style. Yeah. It's going to give me a much more glassy kind of feel to it. But how do I actually apply it?
So shampoo and condition, depending on your hair texture. Use the
appropriate
one. Yeah. Towel dry. Apply the oil, whether that be the spray or the oil treatment. Then go ahead, take your blow dry lotion. So again, it would depend on the hair length or shortness. So for my hair type, I'd say this much. Rub in the hands, and again, it depends where you want and what look you want. If you've got your baby fine to fine hair and you want body, you want volume, I would apply from roots all the way down to ends to get that body and build throughout the whole hair type. If you wanted to smooth the hair out, if you've got that slightly more coarser, wiry hair, you just apply from kind of here, from the mid-lengths downwards, and just use a big brush to really get that flawless salon finish.
So you make it sound so easy. So we can, I suppose, when you've got the right products, the right tools, you can start to get that really professional finish, can't you?
You can get that professional finish, look, feeling, and it makes you feel so much more confident. Your hair plays such a big part of how confident you feel. When people have bad hair days, they're constantly like, oh, I'm having such a bad hair day, and it makes their day bad. If you have a good hair day, all you need is the right products, and there's not a lot of products. To get this look, you need a shampoo, a conditioner.
I'm just wondering, is this a good product for guys?
For guys, in today's kind of trendy look, the kind of comb over, this would be a brilliant one for them, because it would give them that really flawless finish. They wouldn't need to put so much product on afterwards, because they'd use a styling aid within that as well, so they'd have the flawless finish that they wanted to, without so much product on afterwards.
And how is this in terms of giving me some form of protection against heat?
So basically, this is almost a 2-in-1. So this has got all the heat protectors, all the UV filters in it that you will need, basically. So you don't need to use a heat protector spray as well. So it's protecting your hair from the heat, which in a sense, you're causing less damage to the hair, basically. And it's going to allow you to do everything that you want to do with less damage.
So I can style my hair, get perhaps a little bit more volume if that's what I'm after, and it's going to help protect against the straighteners and the curlers and all those things that we, male and female, do use. So if you want to get this, you can check out the complimentary products on the website as well, on salonskincare.com. It's at a price of $19.25, and that's including our standard postage and packaging. So we're talking dry shampoo now.
Yes.
What is this for people who don't have time or too lazy to wash their hair?
This is for everybody who already uses a dry shampoo, for everybody who doesn't wash their hair every single day, for everybody who wants to extend the look of their style that they've chosen to have that day, for anybody who wants to increase a bit of volume into their hair, anybody basically who desires that.
Do you know, we're all busy, aren't we? And
Yes.
You get up in the morning sometimes and you look at your hair and you think, I really should have washed this yesterday or last night before I went to bed. But you're going to be dashing for the tube, you're going to be maybe taking the kids to school, all of those sorts of things where you just simply have not got time to do that whole wash and blow dry and all the conditioning treatments again. So it's real. If you've got a really good dry shampoo, it can save your life at times, can't
Literally.
it?
So people use a dry shampoo because they want to continue the look that they had the day before, maybe even the day before that. Hence why we've called it our style extending dry shampoo. And basically what it does is not only does it absorb all of the oils, the excess oils at the roots, which is we use rice and potato starch to do that, so there's no chalkiness to this dry shampoo. There's no white residue.
That's traditionally something that puts people off, especially people with dark hair like yourself, because you think, I'm going to look like I've dipped my head in talcum powder.
Yeah, which is where kind of dry shampoos originated from way back when. So we don't contain any of the chalky, talcum-y, powdery white residue in our dry shampoo whatsoever. So even people with blonde hair who sometimes fear with that turning the hair duller, they don't need to fear with using this dry shampoo. And it also contains slight texturisers, Debbie. So what that will do is it will allow you to oomph your hair basically back to the style that it was the day before. Obviously when you've slept on your hair, it goes slightly flatter, but you want people to think that you have restyled your hair, so this will give you that added benefit.
So, you know, both of my daughters they've got hair to die for, but it's very, very long, and being teenagers, early 20s, it's actually quite greasy as well, and it takes a long time to dry. This would be perfect for them.
Perfect. It will allow them not to have to spend kind of, I'm guessing, maybe 45 minutes from what you just said to shampoo, towel, condition, style the hair. 2 minutes.
And I was at a wedding in Glasgow this weekend. I had to have my hair done well before I went. Yeah. And I can't tell you, I was so pleased with it. I love my hairdresser, Claire. I really love her. I felt like the bee's knees, and I got that perfect blow dry. She said it might be all right on Saturday morning. I got up on Saturday morning, I thought, the style was good. Yeah. The style was good. But my hair wasn't fresh. So I washed all the styling out of it. It cost me a fortune. And if I'd had this, I could have kept the style, but had the freshness and a little bit more oomph back in it, couldn't I?
So this is some of the key ingredients within this dry shampoo basically absorb the odours, which I'm guessing you're talking about, and which allows you to have that fresh feel to your hair that you have shampooed the hair. It doesn't have the kind of usual dry shampoo scent basically, and it absorbs all of those unnecessary odours that are built up over time, so you still feel and smell fresh, basically, which is plays a big part in it.
You know, I'm thinking, you know, if you work in a cafe or somewhere where you've got food smells that do cling to your hair, or maybe you work in a fish and chip shop or somewhere like that where you've washed your hair, you've washed your hair in the morning, you've gone to work and you've come home and you've got, oh no,
you want to go straight out afterwards.
I'm going out, hot date. We can dream, can't we? I've got a hot date and now my hair doesn't smell great. You've not got time to wash it. It's perfect, isn't it?
Absolutely perfect. No chalkiness, no white residue, no usual dry shampoo smell, no clogginess, no cloudiness. It just really, really refreshes, revives the hair to style extend.
And also, you know, if you're going to a festival, my daughter, her 18th birthday present, she's going to Bestival on Isle of Wight, and of course, you know, you've not probably got the best facilities there. If she took this, then her hair's still, you know, she washes it before she goes. It's going to be fabulous for the 4 days that she's there.
This would be a perfect festival essential.
And what about, does it interfere then with you know, if I put hairspray on top of it, is it still okay for that?
It's still completely okay. It's not kind of coated the hair in anything. All it's done is absorbed all of the build up oils, all of the built up kind of scents and odours that are in your hair. So it's just eradicating those factors basically. So you're still free to go ahead and restyle if you desire, or just leave.
So I'm just really concentrating on the roots, am I, with it?
It's completely personal preference. Obviously, depends the kind of look that you're after. If you were using it because you were concerned about the oil build up on the top of the hair, you would obviously use an spray at the roots. If it was that you wanted to get that kind of added body and volume to the hair, you would then definitely focus it on the roots, and also underneath the hair to give you that really, really big oomph.
So lots of reasons
Lots
why
of reasons.
you might want to use a really good dry shampoo, and you know that you've got the benefits of macadamia in there, so it can extend your style. It can mean that if you've got very greasy hair, you may not have to wash it every day, which you might be doing at the moment. It can be it's so useful to you to slot into your lifestyle, and just on those mornings when you know that you really should get up early and go, and you just want to have that extra half hour in bed, you just give your hair a quick spritz and you're off. So this is £19.95. Now, as we've seen, because we've just seen Claudia spray it into her very dark hair, it doesn't have that chalky residue that you sometimes associate with dry shampoo. The price is including our standard delivery to wherever you are. An awful lot of products within the macadamia range, and sometimes when we think about macadamia, it's because we've got certain issues with our hair that we want to iron out. Yep. Sometimes that can be quite literally, actually, can't it? So we're talking about treatment healing oil.
So the healing oil treatment dough is basically where the brand originates from. It's what gives us our name, if you like. So 7 years ago, this was the only product that we launched with. We are what we call ourselves is an oil brand. We weren't a brand with an oil, and we've obviously now extended our range. But when we initially launched, we were an oil brand. The reason for that is because we are completely confident in this oil will deliver everybody a benefit.
What does it do?
What does it do? What doesn't it do? I think is more the question. So basically, this is going to heal the hair from the inside out. So if you imagine that the inside part of your hair, if you like, is the most important part of your hair in order to allow your hair to be as healthy, as shiny, as hydrated, as less frizzy, shinier, more vibrant colour than you want it to be, you need to focus on what's inside the hair rather than focusing on the outside of the hair. And that's exactly what macadamia healing oil treatment does for you. It heals the hair from the inside out to give you the most healthiest hair possible.
And this is something that you are confident in because of that kind of synergy between sebum as well as what's in the oil.
Exactly. Yeah. So the combination of the two oils, the macadamia oil is rich in omega fatty acids 5, 3 and 7. And basically what this does is it promotes healthy hair. It's the most oil that's closest to your natural skin sebum, so this will get the hair back to a really healthy state. And we've combined that with argan oil. Now argan oil is rich in omega fatty acid 9, which basically will strengthen the hair and provide the hair with really great elasticity. So for people who do use heated products, so heated rollers, straighteners, curling irons.
I don't know many people who do
blow dry lotions.
Do.
Exactly. It's become a part of everybody's day-to-day life basically, and that takes away the elasticity of the hair, which can cause damage, which does cause damage. It causes the hair to become brittle and breakage, and that's what a lot of people come to me, Debbie, and say is my hair's brittle, it's dry, it's damaged, it's breaking every time I brush my hair. I leave bits everywhere, and basically that's because there's no strength and elasticity in the hair because of the overworked of heat. And people who colour their hair, that is also plays a massive factor.
I don't know why you look at me when you say people who colour their hair.
The majority of people in today's market do colour their hair. There's not many left of us who don't. So
you're just a saint.
But in order to allow people to do that, basically, is what I'm saying is you need to keep the hair as healthy as possible, to allow you to keep doing those things, because you'd end up with no hair if you continue to do those things. And don't look after it.
You know, I know that I can, if I want to now, just run my fingers through my hair, and you know that's gonna help a bit. But generally, how would we be using this?
So what you would do is you would shampoo, condition, towel dry. You take 1 to 2 pumps, obviously depending on how short, thin, fine, coarse, curly, wiry your hair type is. For my hair type, I've just had it all cut off, so I would have normally taken 2. I'd now probably just take about 1. 1 pump, rub in between the hands and apply wherever you feel comfortable. This oil is not weighty, it's not heavy, it's completely weightless, so don't be afraid to take it to the roots, because a lot of people think, oh, my roots is where I get oily, so I don't want to overload that with oil. But this oil will balance out your natural oil and your natural oils, so it won't overload it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And it smells divine
It's so
as well.
nice.
Really does smell very luxurious. If you want to get this, it's $29.95. We will deliver this to you wherever you are, and that price includes our standard postage and packaging. When would we need to use a deep repair mask?
So my answer to that question is depending on the hair type. That's the only way I can answer that question. So what we would usually say is if you have colour treated hair, lacking in moisture hair, dry hair, damaged hair, brittle hair, overworked hair, this would be best used once a week. If you've got relatively healthy hair, whether that be coloured, not coloured, curly, short, fine, but it's healthy, we'd say once every 2 weeks. The way in which you would use this is you'd get in the shower, shampoo using the suggested shampoo.
Yeah, and I can check those out because there's a whole variety
Range.
of them,
Yeah.
depending on your hair texture.
Get out of the shower, towel dry, take a proportionate amount, again it depends on your hair type, the length of it, apply into the hands and apply from roots, mid-lengths and ends. Again, this product is not heavy, it's not weighty, it's not going to overload the hair in any way, shape or form, so don't be afraid to apply all over because ultimately all of your hair needs to be rejuvenated, revived, not just the ends. It's how heavenly is the smell?
Oh, it smells. I do wish we had smelly vision because you love the smell.
Imagine.
It smells of expensive hair salons, doesn't it?
I want them to create a candle.
Yes,
I'm
we should.
petitioning for a candle.
Because the smell is really that good, isn't it?
It really, really is. So you shampoo, towel dry, apply from roots, mid-lengths and ends. If you feel comfortable just applying from mid-lengths and ends, it's personal preference. Again, it's what you feel comfortable with. Leave for 7 to 10 minutes. If you want to put a cling film on it, a hot towel on it, feel free, but it doesn't. This mask does not require that. It is literally as simple as opening the packet, putting on your hair, leave 7 to 10 minutes, rinse off, and you will instantly feel a difference in your hair without even blow drying it or leaving it to dry naturally, because everything feels hydrated, rejuvenated, healed. The hair follicles, your cuticles all feel tighter, appear tighter. Everything is just that little bit more healthy.
You know, you get people who say, look, once your hair has grown, it's dead. So if it's damaged, that's it. There's nothing you can do.
That's not the case. They're telling you porcupines. No, inevitably, as soon as your hair starts to grow, it's dead. So it's crazy to say that you can't do anything with it. You can always heal what hair you have. So if you imagine your hair, Debbie, as a pencil, you have three parts of the pencil, 3 parts to your hair. What's the most important part of the pencil?
I don't know, the in bit?
The lead?
Inside? Yes, the lead, yeah.
So if I was to make the pencil the prettiest pencil that you've ever seen, but I've dropped it 50 times and then I asked you to draw me a picture with it, probably wouldn't perform how you wanted it to perform, would it?
No, absolutely, yeah.
Whereas if I passed you a pencil that still looked as perfectly pretty, but I hadn't dropped it, it would perform probably a lot more better. And that is exactly what this mask does. It heals all those broken parts inside of the hair, connects them all back together to give your hair that strength, the elasticity, the vitality that it's lacking, which leads people to believe that it's unworthy hair almost, when it's not. You can really bring your hair back to life using the deep hair repair mask.
If you are at that stage where you're in absolute despair about your hair, maybe it's not your fault, but maybe it is. You know, maybe you have coloured it to death. You have done all kinds of horrible treatments and you're using heat on it all the time. There is still something that you can do.
So I'll give you an example of that, if I may. One of the girls that I used to work with, she went to a wedding and they had a hairdresser come and do their hair, and she used heated rollers on her hair, and she'd bleached her hair for many years before that, so her hair wasn't in the best of condition to start with. Along with the heated rollers, basically her hair broke. It just literally just came off, so she was in the worst state I've ever seen. You can imagine if your hair literally just fell off. And genuinely, she has managed to get her hair back to a healthy as possible state from using the deep hair repair mask. because it gives your hair everything that it needs. It does everything that the healing oil treatment will do, but in a much more intensive way. And another thing to kind of give you an insider's tip, if you are on that verge of you don't know what else to do with your hair and you think that you might as well just get it all cut off, if you put a shot of the oil into the mask, it basically acts as an intensifier, so it will carry the mask even deeper into the hair to give it an extra super duper treatment. So if you imagine in the morning when you want that extra shot of coffee in your coffee because you're really tired, just to give you that extra boost, using a shot of the healing oil treatment in the deep hair repair mask will give you your hair that extra boost.
That sounds fantastic. We've got this as a single item. The price on the deep repair mask is £28.95. Do check though, because we have for a limited time a very special offer which includes the mask, it includes the oil, there's a bag and there's a comb, and the price is quite extraordinary. Do check that out as well. If we've got any left, you would be crazy not to go for it, and details of course on the website. If you want this delivered to you, we can get it to you wherever you are, and our price does include that standard delivery. Claudia, thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been lovely. Will you come back and see me another time?
Yes, I shall.
Come back into my little home.
Yes, into your abode.
Thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
thank you very much for watching as well. Do browse our website. Stay tuned for all the programmes that we've coming up featuring all these really great brands that we have on salonskincare.com.